O'Reilly goes after Sarah Palin. What's up with that? Sarah Palin's slide off the Republican A-list continues this week, with her Fox News boss taking a swipe at her, even going as far as to compare her to President Barack Obama.
The same thing's happening to Sarah Palin. Her favorability among Republicans and independents has dropped 4 points in a month. And the reason I think it's dropping is because she's not engaging directly. You know, when I ran on this program, I asked her some specific questions. She didn't want to answer them. She wanted to give a speech, this, that, and the other thing.
Bill O'Reilly, the communicator-in-chief at Fox News, also found fault with Tea Party Republican Christine O'Donnell when she ran for the Senate in Delaware. So O'Reilly has O'Reilly found his calling in Republican politics, bullying the nuts off the stage to make room for viable candidates. Joining me now is Alex Wagner, Huffington Post correspondent and MSNBC analyst. Alex, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me on.
I think this O'Reilly thing is serious business. The way he talked about Sarah Palin, I don't think he would have done that a while ago. She's a very valuable asset, or has been considered such, for Fox News. But O'Reilly is a much more valuable asset for Fox News, and he seems to be saying, don't pay attention to the freaks. I think he wants people to concentrate on real, viable Republicans.
Right. Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. Keep moving.
Yeah.
I think two things are going on. One, you know, they've historically had this kind of Henry Higgins, Eliza Doolittle relationship where, you know, they've had spats before over immigration, over her experience, over the BP oil spill. This seems to be, but the rhetoric seems to be ratcheting up, and I think the hardballs are coming a little bit faster. And you know, from other corners, Karl Rove, another example. And I think what that represents is, to your point, this idea that the establishment GOP understands that folks like Sarah Palin and Michelle Bachmann pose a very real threat to the 2012 presidential candidacies. And regardless of whether they actually run, if their rhetoric dominates the stage, it is potentially detrimental for moderates like Mitt Romney, who is right now the GOP's greatest hope.
Now, isn't it proof that O'Reilly is the absolute king of her Fox News world that she has not immediately tweeted some sort of attack of Bill O'Reilly for slighting her in any way? If anyone else had said that, there would be the Palin attack machine would immediately react.
Yeah, absolutely. And she has been quiet. I mean, you look at the Twitter feeds and the Facebook feeds, and there hasn't been the immediate knee-jerk sort of reaction, and it's somewhat like the Wizard of Oz, you know, calling down onto Dorothy. At the same time, I think it's because there is an unspoken understanding that, look, the Republican Party is in some trouble here. And you look at what's happening on the Hill, you look at the veritable insurrection that's happening amongst the establishment and the Tea Party folks in Congress, and I think the Republicans are worried. Sarah Palin understands that, and picking a fight right now with the denizen of all things media in terms of conservative circles is not a prudent thing to be doing.
And O'Reilly's never liked Limbaugh, never likes to mention him. He's never liked those people out there to the right of him, and Limbaugh is definitely to the right of O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Palin is too. And does he see at this point in his career, it's time for me to start playing kingmaker in Republican Party politics? Limbaugh can't do that. I'm the guy who can do that.
Well, yeah, to a certain degree. I also think he is involved in the news. And if you look at where, you know, the country is at, look at the census results from last week. The Hispanic growth in this country, it's 45% in the last 10 years. Black population, 11%. White population, 1%. And I think there is some sense of, if not history, the electorate here and the American public. And perhaps O'Reilly is, you know, cognizant of where folks like Sarah Palin and Michelle Bachmann take the Republican Party on issues like immigration and what they mean in terms of the future of the Republican Party.
We'll keep our eye on O'Reilly versus Palin. Alex Wagner of MSNBC and the Huffington Post, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Lawrence.